Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we'll be talking about the PS5 Pro that was announced a couple of days ago at the PlayStation State of Play, I believe, or they call it something else, I believe. I don't know, it's probably that. A couple of days ago, and it's going to be $700. That shocked a lot of people, and me, I was like, wow. I was not expecting to sell for that much, but I mean, for the price range, yeah, for inflation, yeah, it's kind of that much, and I don't have an issue with it being $700. I don't. And I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, how dare you say that?" I mean, something like that was some dumb excuse. But let me explain. You can still buy a PS5 for a decent price. You can buy the Slim or the Base, the original versions of the PS5 and the Slims for under $400 ish, maybe even under 500. I mean, you can get them for decent prices now. If it's like some rare edition that comes with God of War or something like that, okay, yeah, that's probably would be a little bit more, but you can get those games for pretty cheap if you're lucky enough when they do a sale on the PlayStation storefront or even physically. I mean, you can get that stuff for cheap. I'm not that worried about that. It's like, yeah, you can get it for cheap anyway. It's easy. Some people say it's not, but it is. You just gotta be patient, but that's something most people don't have. But yeah, I don't have an issue with the price range. I think it's what it is right now because of the economy we're in and plus inflation, and that's probably worth that much as a whole. I know some people will just say otherwise, but to be continued on another topic. Includes also it's 60 FPS now. It looks like it's stable 60 FPS, and that's pretty crazy in my opinion wise. It's like that should have been on the base PS5, but they lied about that. I already knew that. There's a lot of things I know that they're just gonna lie about because it's obvious. But yeah, they lied to a bunch of people. And like even when that thing came out, I saw like 8K, and I'm looking, I'm like, this thing can't play 8K. It can only do 4K. And some of the guys told me, well, it can do some things at 8K, but not gaming 8K. So people were being tricked. Some people were tricked and believing that, oh yeah, you can play 8K. It's like some people were thinking that when they bought it. It's kind of crazy, trust me. You'd be amazed how dumb people are, and they just look at propaganda and they're like, oh, it could do this, but it doesn't. But most people don't see the difference. They're like, oh, it could play this game at 8K. And no, it doesn't. But it looks like this one actually is promising a stable 60 FPS, 4K 60 FPS. And it looks good. I mean, there's a major difference. Like, they show gameplay. It's a major difference. I mean, the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, including, I think, what was it, The Last of Us, I don't really care about, but there is a major difference you can see. And it's going to be intriguing with Stellar Blade when people see what the game looks like on PS5 Pro. That's going to be intriguing. Plus, I think there's like a photo mode for Stellar Blade, so that's going to be intriguing as well. But it's coming to Steam, and it's going to look way better at probably 120 FPS, and that's going to be like, whoa. It's like, dang. If you know what I mean, because of the controversy that game had. Even Black Myth Wukong, what that game's going to look like. That game's going to look really nice on the PS5 Pro. But should this stuff been on the base PS5? 100%, but you know how they do it. They like giving you little small little snacks. Hell, even GTA 6 is gonna look crazy when that games come out. And I heard that game got delayed to 2026, I believe. I ain't shocked, but some people are like, "Oh my gosh, it got delayed." Duh, they didn't announce an actual month. They just said it was 2025 for GTA 6. But some people get fooled easily because of propaganda, and most people are dumbasses with how gaming is now in this day and age. But I mean, still though, the price range is acceptable for what it is, but some people are coping and can accept that, and it will sell. It will sell. Not many copies, I would think, not many systems like the PS5 Pro, because you have to remember, the PS5 Pro isn't like, is supposed to sell like a jillion copies. I mean, you have to also look at sales numbers for those Pros. They don't sell that much. It's only for people who are like big fans of PS5 or even with Xbox, even the Switch. Like for me, I waited a while to get the Switch OLED, and finally got a Switch OLED because I wanted that version. That's just me. I wanted the Switch OLED because of the screen, and it had OLED screen on it, and it looks nice when I play my Switch games. I have no issues with it. I know some people would say that's dumb, or I don't know, something like that, but I don't care. I wanted the Switch OLED, and it was a specific price point I wanted it for like $280, and I got a Switch OLED for $280, tax-free, so I was happy. How I got it, I'm not going to talk about that, but that's just how I got my Switch OLED, but another story for another time that I probably will never talk about. But, and then I don't know, I think some people are like, well, the PS3 was $600, you know. Yes, it was $600, but that was the model that was released. There wasn't a Slim that was released. That was released years later. I mean, if they just announced a PS3, like, you know, the first model for a decent price, then it'd be different, but they sold it for $600. It's kind of a reverse, because technically the PS3 that they released was probably the best system out there because of its backwards compatibility with PS1 and PS2, and technically that's the Pro if you really think about it. And then they just went down with the Slim and then the Super Slim, and it's kind of the same, but it's back to, like, you know, PS4, then Slim, and then Pro, you could say, ish. But it's kind of downwards with the PS3, how they did it with 360 and the PS3. But I mean, as a whole, it's going to be, oh yeah, and those has no disk drive, so there's that as well. I mean, does it suck? Yeah, it does suck. I mean, for people who want to collect physically for the PS5, but it does suck. I get it, but I mean, and as it does with the kickstand, I think it's kind of dumb. It doesn't come with a kickstand. I get to buy it separately. That's kind of dumb, but they're copying Apple, so there's that. Most people are copying Apple with how they do it. Thank goodness we're still getting an HDMI cable, but those things are cheap to get. But I mean, that's even crazy. They won't even add make a model with a disc drive, because Sony owns, I think, the rights to Blu-ray, so they get those things for dirt cheap. So that's weird that they aren't doing that, but. Well, it's an Ultra HD Blu-ray player, so maybe it's a little bit more-ish as the basic Blu-ray player. Yes, there are different versions of Blu-ray. There's regular Blu-ray, and then there's Ultra HD Blu-ray that can carry like 100 gigabytes on a regular Blu-ray DVD. Crazy, but hey, it's technology for you. That's like every PS5 disc is literally 100 gigabytes on the DVD, and most of these games only take like half of it, or if it's like, you know, AAA, then they're just not even using the disc. They're just like giving you, be like, hey, you're renting just the software at that point, if it's like AAA. But if it's indie, then they're probably putting like the game on the disc because there's enough space, because it's 100 gigabytes. God dang, for the DVD, that's crazy. But as a whole, it's going to be interesting with how the system's going to work when it does come out, and how easy it is. It's probably going to be somewhat easy to get, but it's going to be scalpers selling it for $1,000 or maybe even $2,000 like Apple iPhones. But that's kind of what Sony's kind of becoming. They're kind of trying to copy Apple, how they look, because you look at the console, it's white, and Apple is white, so, you know, it's like that, you know, the symbolism. They're trying to copy Apple's symbolism and how they do things. I'm not a big fan of anything that's white. I just don't like the color. It gets dirty easily. I mean, that's just me, but I know some people say otherwise. I like black because it looks nice, because it's just, you don't see any dirt, just dust, and that's easy to, you know, push off. But that's about all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, that's really about all. I mean, there's nothing new as I know from this PS5. Maybe there is and I don't even know, but I mean, it's an acceptable price in my opinion, but I know some people say otherwise. But that's about all. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you, scavengers.